Tell your homegirl, listen to. Let's start with Meek. Meek dropped his album. So my question is to you is, what's you guys' thoughts? Have you guys listened to it? What's your thoughts? Ray, Beezy, go ahead, Ray, since the controller. The mic is on you.
Welcome to Red District.
Let's bring energy, guys. Yeah. Let's bring energy.
Yeah. I listened to it, and it was good. I don't know. I kind of feel like it was probably one of his best, but I want to keep listening to it.
I agree with you on that. I think it's one of his best so far.
It was one of his best so far.
Yeah, for sure his best. You've seen his growth.
Yeah, I think that this is definitely one that's showing us that he definitely got something that else, in the tuck that's to the next level. Because this is the first album that he has came out with since he's been out, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he dropped that EP, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's just like warm-ups to this album. Right, it's like, all right, his next album is going to be the celebration. And then he's still doing big things, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, with the whole prison reform or something
he's speaking on the prison reform.
So
did y'all see him on CNN?
Yeah. Like, when I saw him, like, I agree with Meek. Like, why would you feel that he's not the best suited person to speak on prison reform? He's been to prison and still a millionaire out of prison. I thought that was dumb that people would think that way. Actually, I feel that Meek should really step into that role of being like the face of prison reform. I don't think he should shy away from it because I think he can make a change.
You think so?
I really think so. I think you can see changes in probation, or even like, I know the way that I look at probation now has changed ever since he's been talking about it. That's why I feel like he should keep going, because all you need to do is change a little bit more people's thought process on it, and then a change will come.
Right. So we all agree that Meek album is it was good.
Yeah, it was
and we all
good.
we all agree that Meek should be the face of prison reform.
Definitely. Well, let's not say, because he's definitely a face, but there's plenty other people that could step up. That's probably, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the same situation. So I'll say he's one of the faces. You know what I'm saying? He's just
I think Pusha T was speaking on prison reform too.
So it's like, you know what I mean?
It comes, let me see the mic. It just comes, for me, I felt like it's more, I don't want to say validated, because Pusha T has a valid reason why he's doing it. I want to just say it's just a more of an impact coming from somebody who just came out of jail.
Right. Really who speaking on that experience.
Yeah.
Right.
And even like the way he had spoke on CNN, I was like,
to hear that story. He made so much sense. Like, yo, do you really think when 3 cops or 5 cops come in during a raid and I point a gun, I should be dead right now. Yeah. When you got unarmed black men in America getting gunned down and they don't even have no weapons on them. So he made a lot of sense. I was real nervous for Meek at first. I was like, I didn't know if he was going to be able to represent and do that accordingly, properly speak on it on these big platforms like CNN and go on Ellen and speak. I didn't think I'm not saying he wasn't capable, but I was nervous for him. But seeing him on CNN,
it's something you consider is new for him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's something serious.
He's able to articulate himself very well and everything. So I'm proud of him. He's
done a great job so far.
Yeah, he's done a shout out to Meek Mill, man.
Yeah, I think even seeing that made me enjoy the album a lot more, because he's telling that story in here, and then it's at the same time you seeing
this album has a lot of substance, and you
so
feel it. He's rapping about something.
You can see the growth after the album. Like, once you listen to it and you keep looking at him, you start seeing the elevation. So
and then he mixed it in real well too, with like the still being who he is. He ain't too preachy, but he's still keeping it cool.
So you can see
a young goat.
Huh?
He a young goat, yo.
Yeah. You can pretty much say this album is growing with him. So you can see the growth.
Yeah, I can see the growth with him in this album. What's one of y'all favorite records off the album?
I like Splash.
You Splash like where Roddy Ricch and Future?
Yeah.
I hate that record.
You hate that record?
I think that's one of the weakest records on the album. Really? Songs, yeah.
I don't want to say it's the weakest. I was just like, it was whatever to me.
I didn't like it at all. And it's only like 2 minutes. Like, I was thinking to myself over the weekend, I thought wins and losses would have been Meek's most important album to this date. But after this situation he went through with going back to prison for 8 or 9 months, I think this one of Meek's most important albums so far to date. Championship. You guys think so?
Yeah,
Definitely think so.
it was important in every aspect because it's like, I don't know, it's just like it's the energy around the project. Like people was pulling up, you know what I'm saying, bumping it, you know what I'm saying. He had the whole like speaking on CNN,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. Like it's just it's like it's a moment right now that Meek Mill is having
For hip hop. Yeah, for it's good for hip hop. You know, originally I thought it was his second album. I was kind of going back and forth with myself. Dreams Worth More Than Money.
Yeah.
I was kind of going back and forth with myself over the weekend. Like, damn, is this one of Meek's most important albums to date? Because, you know, you have artists that have this huge splash when they first come in the game. And then they have that, like Bryson Tiller. He had that huge splash. But then his sophomore album, you see so many artists come in the game with that sophomore slump.
Yeah.
So Meek didn't have that. And that really solidified him as an artist that's to be reckoned with over time. But then I think about it, just how you were saying the energy around this album and everything. I think Championships is definitely one of his most important albums to this day thus far.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I don't know. Like, I just feel like more people, we should support Meek Mill as far as being like the face of prison reform. Because I really feel he can get things done. And not just on a like backdoor type situation, like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta do a lot of backdoor stuff to get laws like that changed, but really just going to the public, because people just need to think about it differently and look at it differently. You know what I'm saying? Like probation, honestly, it holds a lot of people back.
Kind of lean to the mic, right?
Oh, like probation holds a lot of people back. You know what I'm saying? And not just black people, but a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need somebody to go and reform that system. It was a system that's flawed, you know what I'm saying? You look at like how many lives it affects, you know what I'm saying? Like I really like that CNN interview was dope, dog.
Yeah, it was dope. I kept replaying it. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm proud of me. Now, speaking more on the album, What's Free? What do you guys think of that record? Jay-Z's verse? Go ahead, Ray.
Honestly, I didn't get to dive deep into it. I probably heard it once. Like, it was just a busy weekend. But what I heard, I was just like, all right. It was a hard, like, it was a song. It was a song that you should have Rick Ross and Jay-Z talking about on. You know
Okay. What's Beezy, what's your thoughts?
I believe that
Welcome to
you know what I thought
District Alive.
immediately when Jay's verse came on. I'm like, yo, after 444, like we gonna get nothing but like
Knowledge from home.
Like a real figure for black men. You know what I'm saying? Kings, and you know what I'm saying. You're not gonna see just rapper Jay-Z and Jay-Z out here just making $1 million moves. He's talking real stuff. And I think dealing with the Meek situation, since he had his hand in it, like he's speaking for a lot of people that it wasn't Meek that's in that same situation in there.
Right.
So he's still fighting the fight, and he's just bringing out the knowledge behind it, and through music, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you can hear through that, or you can hear through somebody saying it direct.
Do you guys? Okay, so this is what I really want. I loved. Obviously, you know. Everybody was kind of thinking, you know, what he say about the Red Hat and Kanye, like watch it, you know, we can begin to watch the Throne too. How you guys feel about that? Whatever.
You said we can be.
I mean, we might begin to watch the Throne too.
I don't want to watch the Throne too.
So you don't care about hearing a Jay-Z and Kanye record album?
I don't either.
Yeah, I'm not really too excited about it. I'm glad to hear the Hov is still supporting Ye after everything he's been through this past year.
But do I need to hear another album like that? Nah.
I would like to hear where they're at both. Just I think I would take the time out to listen to it. But am I eager to hear it? No. But I will take the time out to listen to it. But the reason why I brought that record up is because I think Ross, to me, I mean, you listened to the record probably more than once, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of Rick Ross' verse on there? Because I thought Rick Ross' verse was subpar on that album. I think my thoughts on Rick Ross this year is that he's dropped 2 subpar verses this year. He dropped the on Pusha T's album. His verse wasn't really impactful like I thought it was, and I thought Meek and Hove outshined Ross on that song.
Honestly,
I just think Ross been putting out subpar verses this year.
yeah,
Those
I didn't put out too much, thought in the Ross verse. I think when I listened to the record, I was kind of looking for what Jay-Z was going to say. I will say, hearing Ross makes me want to hear Ross' album now.
Just hearing that verse, you want to hear Ross album.
Just hearing Ross rap, you know what I'm saying?
You ready? Ross give you that good, like that luxury rap.
That's what I'm saying. I need some car vibe music. You know what I'm saying? He gave me that, and on that, that's what he gave me. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to say that the verse was weak or anything, because it wasn't weak to me. It was
I just didn't.
Hey.
I just didn't think it lived up to the standards of what Hove and what Meek brought to it. Like, obviously, I think Hove had the best verse, but then Meek and then.
But
Ross. And Ross dropped 2 subpar verses this year too. So I was just wanting to know what you guys' thoughts were on that verse.
Well, do you feel like he should have? Well, you pretty much said what you said. I don't know. I just feel like it was cool.
Yeah, it was whatever. So now then I got to thinking deeper and more and more and more into it.
Wait, did you listen to it more?
But he only listened to it once, so he can't really.
I can't really say nothing about it. It's just.
Oh, you heard it too?
No.
Oh, now you getting cocky. Now you want to talk. So you really didn't listen to it, huh, Ray?
I mean, no. I listened to Meek's album once, and like I listened to it all the way through, and that's why I'm like, this is a really, really good album. Like, it's 19 tracks. I don't like listening to nothing with 19 tracks.
And he do that all the time. He give us so many records where he don't have to.
Yeah, but
like this album would have been good. It's a couple of records I went through. I was like, yo, if he would have took this, like I think the Future and the Roddy Ricch record shouldn't have made the album.
I can see that. Yeah.
I thought I could have went without the 21 Savage and the Kodak Black record.
What you think about the Tic Tac Toe joint?
That's the Kodak Black.
I
could have lived without that.
So you think those? To me, I think
those are just throw-ins.
No,
like fillers.
But then when you look at it, dude, like look at you want to hear some of that. Some of this generation now want to hear Meek on that level.
Yeah.
I understand where you coming from, but I mean, it's like, yo, he's putting a mixture of everything in there.
But I'm starting to put him up there with the big dogs now.
Yeah,
like those records don't need to be on there when you trying to. But
then again, okay, so
separate yourself from the pack.
But look, you don't think it's something like this? Okay, we just said this album could be a start of another big album, right? His next joint, Raylo, I think he's spitting on you.
Nah,
but with him, I feel like this one, he probably let me make those moves, and then with the next one, it's